All right, guys, doing another updated week 7 list here. I did one yesterday, but a couple upsets happened, right? The Commanders lost, the Bills lost. So I'm doing a fully updated, up-to-date power rankings heading into week 7. And again, this is the most accurate list. You cannot tell me otherwise. Put your fandom aside. Cardinals fans, every fans that I have, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, put your fandom aside. Listen to me. Please understand what I'm saying because I watch every single game. I watch more than you guys. I know more than you guys. So just please enjoy this video and watch my power rankings list, right? So I'm going to rank 19 teams because it's very close. Again, the top 5 to 6 teams are very close. There's no clear-cut number 1 team right now in the NFL. And there's no clear-cut average teams in the NFL, right? From 19 through 13, you can switch out and flip-flop either way you want. And now I'm going to start with 19. The 19 are the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, I think, are 4-2. Let me check their schedule. I think they're 4-2 right now, right? But are they a good team? I don't think so. I don't see it. Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator. O'Connell, good play caller. But I don't see them being that good. They're 3-2 right now, right? And they just had a bye, so no one's really talking about them this week. But they beat the Browns in London, lost to the Steelers, shellaxed the Bengals. So they did what they're supposed to do, but they have an ugly, ugly loss when the Falcons beat them on Sunday Night Football, right? Very ugly loss. J.J. McCarthy was starting. I think J.J. McCarthy is better than Carson Wentz. I think you need to give him a chance. Carson Wentz is not that good. Carson Wentz will not lead you to the promised land, Minnesota Vikings fan. He will not lead you to the promised land. He's not good. He showed it on the Commanders when he was playing there, and he showed it on the Colts. You cannot win with Carson Wentz. So they're at 19, right? I'm not going to take too long this time talking about these average teams, okay? 18, Los Angeles Chargers. I'm a Charger fan, right? Die hard. Phillip Rivers, my guy. Gates, my guy. Love them to death, right? Love the Chargers, okay? The Chargers right now are decimated by injuries. Are they better than the 18th? If they're fully healthy, are they 18th best team? No. They are top 5 team in the NFL, but they're not healthy. And that's the issue. Their whole O-line is decimated. Justin Herbert's scrambling for his life. He's getting hit 2,000 times a game. And you hate to see it as a Charger fan, but that's just what it is. They're eking out wins against the Dolphins. I mean, it's not looking good right now, but I put them over the Vikings because I think they're better and they have better wins than the Vikings, right? And they beat the Broncos. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Chiefs in Brazil. Their team is solid when they're healthy. And when they get healthy, they'll probably be moving up on this list. But for right now, I got to put them at 18. At 17, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Whoa, we just beat the Chiefs. We should be top 10, 12. No, you guys are ass. You're terrible. Trevor Lawrence is overrated. I promise you he's overrated. He's elusive in the pocket. He throws a nice out ball. That's it. Anything in between the numbers, awful. He's terrible at it. You have to watch the tape. You have to watch the games. You can look at his numbers. Oh, he had 30 rushing yards. How about all the times where he missed a receiver on a slant? How many times does he miss a receiver on a dig route or anything? There's a lot of times when you look at Trevor Lawrence and you just don't see what people thought he was going to be. They thought he was going to be the next Andrew Luck, next Peyton Manning, top can't miss prospect, and he's not that right now, right? He's not that. He's not good enough, but whatever. They're 4-2. They just got absolutely abused by the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seattle Seahawks didn't even play well. I guarantee you, if you ask Sam Darnold if he could have played better, he probably said, oh my God, I probably should have scored another 10 touchdowns. That's how bad he played, and they still won the game. And the Jaguars are closer to bottom feeders than they are to the top of the NFL, right? That's just what it is. It's just the truth. It's the truth. They're closer to bottom feeders. They're 4-2. They have an easy schedule. They're going to rack up wins, but they're not a good team. Okay? That's at 17. Other things they do well, though. At least Travis Hunter is playing well. People hate on him because he's only playing half the snaps on both offense and defense. At least he's playing well in both of them, right? He's not really getting penalized. On defense, he's catching some balls on offense, making it on offense, getting first downs, and playing well both. Maybe if he can up the cardio, take some EPO and do. It's illegal, guys. It was a joke. He would probably play more snaps, but we'll see. I mean, I don't want him to get injured, God forbid, but but I want to see him more on the field, right? So 16, we have the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders, they just lost to the Chicago Bears. And I said the Chicago Bears would keep that game close because it's a revenge game. They care more about the game. I said it. You can watch my videos. Jaden Daniels is a good player, but I'm scared he might be getting figured out right now, right? I think teams are seeing some holes and flaws in his game that they're going to exploit, like they did with CJ Stroud, like they did with Kyler Murray. They are seeing some flaws in Jaden Daniels' game, and Jaden Daniels needs to adapt and get better and try to fix those flaws instead of hide those flaws, right? And try to embrace the bad in him to become a better player. That's what he needs to do, not hide it and shell away from it, right? And I think the Washington Commanders are a decent team. I think their defense is bad, but I think their run game wasn't great today. But when Terry McLaurin comes back from injury, I think he'll play well. Zach Ertz, amazing player, right? Deebo Samuel looks fat, but he's playing decent. So I got to put him at 16. I mean, there's nothing really to say. Jaden Daniels is hurt. I know he hurt his knee. I mean, he's wearing a knee brace underneath his tights, and he doesn't look as elusive as he did last year. But I only can rate him for what they did this year and what they're doing up to now, the first 7 weeks. And I think they're the 16th best team, right? Because they lost to the Falcons. And I know you're going to say it was with Mariota, but thirsty. They lost to the Falcons, and I think the Falcons are better than them. And Michael Penix, even though I shit on him and I said he's not a good franchise quarterback, I think they should give up on him. I still believe that he will not win you a championship, and I think it's time. I think I saw enough from him where he's not confident throwing it in between the numbers. You were to say he's young. He's only started 9-10 games, but hey, I saw this in college at Indiana. I saw this in Washington. At Washington, he had a stacked receiver room, right? This receiving room had McMillan, Polk, Odunze, Denzel, Boston, that's there now, is going to be a first or second round pick. That team was Bernard, who's at Alabama, ball right now, is probably a first or second round pick. He had a lot of talent on that team, and he did well for what he could do for his ability at Washington, took him to the championship game. But again, I don't think he is that polished and that good of a player to be leading them to a Super Bowl. But right now, he's playing well. They just beat the Bills. Bijan Robinson just dominated that game. 100-plus rushing yards, 80-yard touchdown. He was amazing. Their defense played well. They're really, really good at stopping the rush. That's what they're really good at. I think their secondary needs a little bit of work. But again, you can't fault them. Being the 15th best team is okay. Why are people angry about being the 15th best team? It's in the middle, right? Again, everybody can change because the Bears, I think the Bears are better. I think the Bears, people sleep on Caleb Williams. People think he's shit. People want to hate on him because he might be feminine. But again, if you're feminine and you're good, who cares? Who cares? If you're feminine and good, it doesn't matter. If he's balling, he's balling. And he is playing really well right now. And people are going to hate and say, what are you talking about? He sucks. He sucks. You just want to ride that wave that he sucks. If you watch the games, Caleb Williams does not suck. He's an amazing talent. There's a reason why he was drafted number 1. Can't miss prospect. Great at Oklahoma. Great at USC. And now he's playing well with Ben Johnson as his head coach and coordinator and play caller. That's what you want. You want Ben Johnson, who showed Goff levels, right? He showed Goff. Goff played really well with the Rams for a couple seasons and then plateaued. And then Ben Johnson's like, come here, let me teach you the way. And freaking and Detroit Lions, and they started balling out. And now he's doing the same with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson have a great rapport. They're playing well right now. DJ Moore's playing well. DeAndre Swift's playing well. Dunze's a touchdown magnet. They're playing really well right now. They just beat the Raiders. They beat the Cowboys, and now they just beat the Washington Commanders on the road in a misty game, right? It was light rain or some rain in that game, and they played really well. They're the 14th best team right now. They're 3-2. They're looking good. Next, we have the San Fran 49ers, decimated by injuries. That's what it is. No Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner, no Ricky Pearsall, no George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk. Juwan Jennings just came back from injury. Brock Purdy's hurt. Well, who cares? Brock Purdy sucks. Mac Jones is better. I'll die by that. Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy. But again, the San Fran 49ers are decimated by injuries. If they are healthy, they're a top 7, top 5 team, Super Bowl contending team. But again, I can only judge them at week 7, and week 7 they are not healthy. I have to put them at 13. Kyle Shanahan needs to work on his game management. He needs to go see a psychologist. He needs to see a therapist. He needs to see a psychic. He needs to see somebody that's going to help him, maybe even a hypnotist. He needs someone to help him to understand how to manage a game. Maybe they need to hire somebody, aka me. I'll help him win the game, because it's honestly easy. You can't beat yourself, and he tends to do that in in 3 Super Bowls. He beat himself, and last night he beat himself, or 2 nights ago he beat himself. So this is what happens with the San Francisco 49ers. If they're healthy, they'll be higher, but right now I have to put them at 13 because they're not healthy, and that's just fair, right? And we have the Rams, and I only put the Rams above them because I think the Rams are better than the San Francisco 49ers right now. Right now, I think they are. Puka hurt his ankle. I know that from in the Ravens game. They didn't play their best, but who cares? They beat the Ravens. I mean, you're not going to play your best all the time. They look at the Ravens on the schedule with Cooper Rush playing, like, this is a bye. It's a bye week for them, right? That's just what it is. It's the truth. These guys, how are you going to play with the same passion against the 1-4 Ravens that you're going to play against the 3-1 San Francisco 49ers division rival on Thursday Night Football? How are you going to play with the same passion? You can't. So this is a letdown spot by the Rams against the Ravens, and that's just fair to put them. They're putting them in at 12. Again, they're a good team. Their defense needs work. Their defense is not great. The Ravens were moving up and down the field on them, but not scoring. But that's just the truth. Their defense is not great. Kyren Williams, they would only have one loss to Kyren Williams in the fumble that game away against the Niners in the fourth quarter when they went to overtime. But that's just the truth, right? So I got to put them at 12. At number 11, Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers are 11. I know people in the comments, these fans that I have are going to say, and yes, I call you haters fans, they're going to say Pittsburgh Steelers should be higher, that it's not their fault their schedule's easy. But hey, when I watch them play, I don't think they're a top 10 team. I don't think they're better than these next 10 teams I'm looking at. And I know I'm going to put a team over them that they beat, but it doesn't matter. They're not as good as other teams there. They're doing well for what they're supposed to do, right? They're barely beating the Jets, so the Jets are 0-6 and terrible, right? You could say it's week 1. You could say the chemistry is off, but that's just the truth. Hey, man, I'm just looking at the game. They 34-32 almost lost versus the Jets. The Jets that are awful, that their quarterback is a moron, a low IQ individual in society. That's who Justin Fields is. And Aaron Rodgers right now, old man Aaron Rodgers, he's a really good player, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. He is old, and it's okay. Even though I think he has a great arm still, he is old. He's not as mobile as he used to be. I think the defense is not as good as it used to be. I think they're older. Jalen Ramsey's their star corner. Like that's a problem. He's like 65 years old now. His legs are 90. So that's a problem, right? And they're playing well. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. They're going to have a hard schedule coming up. I think they play the Green Bay Packers and then the Chargers, and I think they play another team in between that. I think it may be the Colts. So they're going to show their schedule is going to show how good they are or how good they're not, right? So that's going to stand the test of time, and we'll see. And I think right now they're 11th. That's just fair to put them. At 10, I got the Buffalo Bills. Whoa, why did they drop? Yes, they have to drop. I said it. I don't know why I put him at 2. I'm stupid too. I'm a moron. Why did I put him at 2? It makes no sense to me. The Buffalo Bills are not a good team. You don't have receivers. Khalil Shakir cannot be your best receiver. Their defense is terrible. Like they're deep. They can't stop the run. Bijan Robinson's gassing for 80-yard touchdowns. Their run defense, I think they're giving up 160 yards a game, which is second or first in the NFL as worst. So the Bills are not it. The receivers aren't good. They have good O-line play. They can't run the ball right now for some reason. Josh Allen, I know their team is a little banged up, but Josh Allen, I mean, he needs a little bit of help. I mean, there's a reason why Amari Cooper came there last year and got traded there. They need help. They need to find another receiver, a receiver that can get open right away, not receivers that when he's in a scramble drill can scramble for him. That's not what they need. They need an actual receiver that can put his foot down in the ground and catch a slant and get open, get separation. They don't have that, right? And Buffalo Bills right now is 10. is a perfect spot to put them. Their defense is not good. It's a low spot for them, but they didn't look good against the New Orleans Saints. You could if you're a Bills fan, you would understand they did not look good against the Dolphins. They did not look good against the Saints. They didn't look good against the Ravens, but they eat that one out. There's a lot of teams that they did not look good against, right? And you have to put them at 10, and that's just fair. At 9, we have Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos are better than the Bills. I think the Denver Broncos are a good team, even though they've had a lackadaisical London game in against the Jets. And again, you're not going to play hard if you're, first of all, you're not going to play hard if you're going all the way to London. And then you're not going to play hard if you're playing the Jets on top of that. You think they care about playing the Jets? It's a yawn, 6:30 in the morning for West Coast team, boring game, right? No one cares. No one's going to watch you play. And the Denver Broncos know that. I guarantee you, even the Londoners or wherever they were in Europe, they didn't even want to watch, like, oh shit, the fucking Jets are coming here. Why'd they freaking ruin our once and only time that we can watch these damn games watching the freaking Jets? Right? Thirsty. So again, Denver Broncos, good team. They beat the Eagles, right? They should have beat the Chargers. They were better than the Chargers. Beat Tennessee barely, but again, I think that was we don't know what we don't need to play hard against this team. We don't want to show stuff. And the Denver Broncos are a good team. They should have beat the Colts. They're a good team. They're at 9 right now. They can climb up. They can be a really good team in the AFC. I'm not saying they can win a championship or a Super Bowl. I think that they can contend, though, maybe make the divisional round, maybe even the championship game, but I don't know if they can get over the hump, right? That's just the truth, right? And at 8, I think the New England Patriots are better than them. I think the New England Patriots, they had a bad loss against the Raiders, but they cleaned up nicely. I know what you're going to say, Steeler fans. Oh, we beat them. Did you beat them or did they beat themselves? They had 5 fumbles. We caused those fumbles. I don't care. You know how many people swipe at the ball? How many people swipe at the ball? Every single tackle, someone's swiping at the ball. Bounces happen. Laziness happens in games. And the New England Patriots, they have a fumble problem. They're lazy with the ball, and they got stripped, 4 or 5 times in that game, and they lost the game. And that game was still 21-14. It's not like you blew them out the waters. It was 21-14, a close game still with 5 turnovers, and you guys are hanging your hat on that? Come on, let's be honest. The New England Patriots are better. Drake May is playing really well. Is Drake May better than Trevor Lawrence? Hey, that's a question. Is Drake May better than Trevor Lawrence? Is Drake May balling out right now and Trevor Lawrence is playing average? I think Drake May is overexceeding his 3rd year ceiling right now, right? I don't think people really expected much from this New England Patriots team. Thirsty this year. No one really expected much, but they're balling. Mike Vrabel's doing a good job after his coaching debacle against the Raiders where he punted the ball down 2 possessions with 5 minutes left or something weird. And again, I'll put New England Patriots at number 8. Stephon Diggs is playing well. Booty caught 2 touchdowns. They're playing well. They're at number 8 right now. That's a fair place to put them. Number 7 is Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions right now decimated. Secondary is decimated by injuries. Taylor Decker's out. They're at 7. Their offense doesn't look good. And I said it. Their offense does not look good. Their offense looks terrible. Right? Their offense looks terrible for Detroit Lions standards. They miss Ben Johnson badly, who is now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. They miss him badly. He's an exceptional play caller. Exceptional. Him and Kyle Shanahan. I mean, top of the line play callers in the NFL. And they're missing that Detroit Lions. I think their offense doesn't look as good. And when they're down in games, is Jared Goff good enough to be a drop back quarterback? And that's the problem where you had with Sean McVay in the Rams. That's why they got rid of him. That's why they got Stafford, because, hey, when we're down in games, can you make plays for us, Jared Goff? And the answer was no for the Rams, and we still don't know the answer for the Lions. We don't know, can this guy, Jared Goff, make plays for us to win? Or is he just a Alex Smith type quarterback where he's a floor general, right? He's not a difference maker. And that's the question he needs to answer. Am I this difference maker? Can I be this difference maker? And right now they're the 7th best team. Their team is decimated by injuries. This is what I think. I think these 6 teams, as of right now, heading into week 7, they're better. The Kansas City Chiefs, they proved they were better, right? They proved they were better. They were running the ball well, passing the ball well. They get Rashee Rice back. They're a really good team. I think they're the best team in the AFC right now, but I think there's one team that's playing better than them right now, but at the end of the season, I think the Kansas City Chiefs will be at the top of the AFC. And I have him at number 6. Patrick Mahomes is playing well. He's playing like an MVP candidate. Travis Kelce lost some weight, looks good, playing well. Xavier Worthy comes back from collarbone injury and playing well. Rashee Rice has got to come back. Juju Smith, you're brawling with Brian Branch, but playing well. So they have a lot of players that are clicking right now, playing well. And their defense is not a Steve Spagnuolo defense right now, but they'll get better over time. They'll get better. I mean, they have good pieces. They have Chenal, they have Bolton, Chris Jones, McDuffie at corner. They have some good pieces on that team, right? And I have to put them at 6. I have to put respect on them. And at 5, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, because the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they lost 2 games in a row, they're the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll always be at the top. I mean, they're just that good. I know Jalen Hurts. People are comparing Jalen Hurts. Is Jalen Hurts basically Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, where he had a good run game, a great run game, like Marshawn Lynch with the Seahawks, and a good defense like the Legion of Boom of the Seahawks? Is he that? Is he that of the 2020s? And that's the question he needs to ask himself. Am I going to be a game changer or a game manager? And I think that he's a game changer more than Goff. I think Jalen Hurts can be that good. I think he throws a gorgeous deep ball. I think he's decently accurate, and I think his legs, his mobility is one of the best in the NFL, probably second or third behind Josh Allen and Jackson. And you have to put him up there. He's just that good. I think they need to go back to the run and play action game. Their defense isn't as good. They're not as physical as they were last year, right? I don't know what happened. I think maybe after that Super Bowl hangover, they're having a hangover season. But again, I'll have to put them at 5. They could possibly slip if they keep struggling. They could possibly slip down, and I could see the Chiefs overtaking them. But the Chiefs lost to them. Let's be fair. And the Chiefs, they didn't get dominated in that game, but I could tell who was the better team, right? And you could tell the Philadelphia Eagles were the better team. And at 4, we have the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts right now are at the top of the AFC. They're a good team, but they're not playing well. Are they better than the Broncos? Are they actually better than the Broncos? Are we going to answer this question? Because I think they should have lost to the Broncos. I think the Broncos outgained them. I think they were the better team. But hey, sometimes the better team doesn't win. And I think the Colts they're good. I mean, Danny Dimes is amazing. I like Daniel Jones. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I tweeted out in 2018, and I said Daniel Jones, when he was at Duke, is going to be a first-round pick and a really good quarterback in the NFL. And he ended up being a first-round pick. Before any scouts saw him, I picked him. And I think that Daniel Jones right now is coming into his own, where all these guys give up on these young quarterbacks, and that's an issue. And I think Daniel Jones right now is coming in and playing well. Now he's more mature, sees the offense, and he's like, hey, this is what I need to do. This is who I am. And balling, right? So I had to put him at number 4. Jonathan Taylor's a beast, right? They have their defense needs some work. Warren from Penn State is amazing right now. He's balling out of control, right? And you got to put him at number 4. At number 3, we have the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are a really good team. They're a really good team. And they're not even healthy yet, and they're a really good team. You have to put them at 3. I think that they lost their first game more than versus the 49ers, and the 49ers beat them. I think they were the better team. I think the play calling was bad in the first game. But again, look what they did. They decimate the Saints like you're supposed to do, not like the Bills, where the Bills kept them hanging, only lost by 12. The Saints did to the Bills. You had the Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals, where they were dominating that game until the end, and they played some prevent defense, some lackadaisical. Let's not give some big plays up to this Cardinals offense, and let's let them try to dink and dunk down the field, which they did, and they scored touchdowns to keep that game close and keep it relevant. Not close, but relevant, right? And they lost to a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team where they had no secondary, no Love, no Witherspoon, no Reek Woolen. Their team was injured. No DeMarcus Lawrence, and he came back and had 2 sacks against the Jaguars. So they're playing really well. And Sam Darnold's playing like an MVP. It's Jackson Smith-Njigba. How about him? Top 3 receiver, top 4 receiver, amazing player. One of the best route runners in the NFL, and you can't hate on him. He's a great player. He was good at Ohio State. In the Rose Bowl, he had like 13 catches for 160 yards. That's how good Jackson Smith-Njigba is. So you have to put the Seahawks at 3. And when they're healthy, they'll probably be a top 2 team. That's how good the Seahawks are, right? Because I think the Seahawks are better than the team that they lost to 2 weeks ago, right? And that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're better. I know Baker Mayfield's playing like an MVP, and he is the front runner for MVP right now. But is he going to win it? I don't think so. I don't think you can carry a team the way that they're asking Baker Mayfield to carry that team. He's doing a lot right now. 3rd and 14, 2 guys on him, doesn't matter. Break the tackles, get a first down. Then 2 plays later, hit Tez Johnson on a 50-yard go route in the seam. Beautiful play by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's balling out. I love Baker Mayfield. He's a winner. This is a guy who's really competitive, and you want to see thrive in the NFL. This is what you want as a fan base. If you're a fan, you want a guy like Baker. You want a guy to put his body on the line, put everything he has in a game to win it for you. You don't want a guy like Geno Smith, who's over here on 4th and 5 versus the Chargers, is throwing the ball away like some fucking pussy, right? You don't want that. You want a guy that's freaking balling out and playing well, and Baker Mayfield's doing that. Their defense is shoddy right now, right? It does not look good. Mike Evans out. I don't think Godwin played, or did he play? I don't know. He was irrelevant, but he got hurt. Egbuka got hurt. So they're decimated by injuries, but he makes it work, right? Baker Mayfield makes it work, and that's what you want. And right now, he's a front runner for MVP. He's balling out of control. But the only team that's better than them is the Packers. The Packers are number 1 team in the NFL, and stop hating. Stop hating on the Packers. They're the number 1 team in the NFL. Who cares that they look lethargic against the Bengals, man? They had that game under control. Yes, they lost to the Browns, but did the Browns beat them? No, they lost to them. They were looking ahead, but most likely to the Dallas Cowboys, and they tied with them. They were never going to win that Dallas Cowboys game. I told you this. They were never going to win that Dallas Cowboys game. There's too much emotion in that city. You could have robbed a bank in Dallas, and no one even would notice. That's how much everybody in Dallas was tuned into that Sunday Night Football game, Dallas Cowboys versus Green Bay Packers, and no one gave a shit about anything else. I could have committed any type of crime, and it would have gone unpunished in Dallas that night. And because Dallas cared, the fans cared, the ownership cared, the upper management cared, the players cared so much. Dak Prescott wanted to win that game. How bad Dak Prescott wanted to win that game. So they played to a tie, and that's the best they could do. They wanted to win so bad. That's the best they could do. They could not beat the Green Bay Packers, and Green Bay Packers, they didn't even play that well in that game. They still put up 40, and they're just going to improve and improve, and their offense is legit. You're saying their offense is not good. Jordan's not good. Jordan is inconsistent. I agree. He could be better, but Jordan is a really good quarterback. There's a reason why they moved on from Aaron Rodgers. They like what they saw from Jordan Love, right? He's not that kid that debuted his first game against the Chiefs and got exposed for not being ready. He's not that same guy. You have a player right now that's confident and can make every throw. He can make every throw on the NFL field, and that's what you want. You want a player like that. I think the Green Bay Packers now are the number 1 team, and they have a tough schedule, and I think they're going to prove why they're the team. I think they're going to be favored in almost every, and they deserve this. Their defense is solid. Their offense is great. So what else would you ask for? This is the most team right now in the NFL because of maybe injuries for some teams like the Seahawks, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's some other teams that the Chargers, right? The 49ers. Like there's some teams that can compete with them later if they're healthy. If all teams are healthy, of course. But right now, they're the most healthy out of the good teams, and I have to put them at number 1. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Again, this is correct. If you are arguing with me in the comments, you're a hater and a fan, and you just want to argue because you want attention from me, and I'll give it to you. Pause the video.